The camera found King Boko kneeling in a pool of dirty water, his Gucci loafers soaking wet, his hands trembling as he stared at the woman in the wheelchair before him. His mother. Drenched. Humiliated. Her grey hair plastered against her weathered face, her eyes holding a pain so deep it could swallow oceans. "Mama," he whispered, his voice breaking like glass against concrete. The woman standing behind the wheelchair, beautiful as a magazine cover, wiped her hands on an embroidered towel as if she'd just finished an ordinary chore. Ivana Osei. His fiancée. Nigeria's sweetheart. The woman the entire country called his perfect match. But right now, in the flickering candlelight of the storm-darkened mansion, she looked like something else entirely. Something cold. Something calculating. Something capable of cruelty that would make devils applaud. "She spilled it herself," Ivana said smoothly, her voice like honey poured over broken glass. "You know how clumsy she's been lately, baby. I was just helping her clean up." Mama Ebu Boko's lips trembled. Water dripped from her chin onto the lap of her nightgown. But her eyes, those sharp, knowing eyes that had built an empire alongside her late husband, never left her son's face. "My son," she said quietly, each word heavy with decades of love and fresh betrayal, "she's not washing me. She's washing her conscience." The engagement ring box slipped from King's fingers and hit the marble floor with a sound like a judge's gavel. But to understand how Nigeria's golden couple arrived at this moment, we need to rewind. 3 months earlier. When everything still glittered with promise and lies were the costume of love. The private jet touched down at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on a Tuesday afternoon. King stepped onto Nigerian soil after 3 years in London, breathing in the familiar scent of home, humidity, dust, possibility. His phone buzzed before he'd taken 5 steps. "Baby, the press is waiting." Ivana's text read, followed by 3 heart emojis and a kissy face. She was good at this. The public romance. The Instagram post with captions about black love and building empires together. Her followers ate it up like communion wafers, over 2 million of them, commenting prayers and couple goals under every photograph. King smiled at his phone. He'd met Ivana at a tech conference in Accra 2 years ago. She was everything his late father would have approved of: educated, elegant, ambitious. She understood business. She understood legacy. And God, she was beautiful in that way that made cameras fall in love. "I'm bringing her home, Papa," King had whispered at his father's grave before leaving for the airport. "You would have loved her." If Chief Boko's spirit had screamed a warning from beneath that marble headstone, his son didn't hear it. The Boko estate sat in Metoma like a crown jewel, all golden gates and manicured gardens and architecture that whispered old money. Mama Ebu waited in the sitting room, her wheelchair positioned by the window where she could watch the driveway. She'd been in that chair for 4 years now, since the stroke that came 6 months after her husband's death, but her mind remained sharp as the day she'd negotiated her first business deal at 23. She heard the cars before she saw them. 3 Range Rovers. King never traveled alone anymore. He had his father's company to protect, his father's name to uphold. "Mama." King's voice filled the house like music, and despite everything her intuition whispered, Ebu's heart lifted. Her baby. Her only child. Home at last. He burst through the door and knelt beside her wheelchair immediately, kissing both her hands. "I've missed you. Every single day, Mama, I've missed you. And you, my son." She touched his face, noting new lines around his eyes. Stress. Responsibility. The weight of being Chief Boko's heir. "You look tired." "I'm fine. Better than fine now that I'm home." He stood, and that's when Ivana glided in, her heels clicking against marble like a countdown to something Ebu couldn't yet name. "Mama Boko." Ivana's smile could have sold toothpaste. She knelt gracefully, her designer dress pulling around her like water. "I've heard so many wonderful things about you. Kene talks about you constantly. The woman who built Boko Logistics from nothing. A queen. The words were right. The tone was right. But Ebo had spent 58 years reading people, reading rooms, reading the spaces between what was said and what was meant. And something in this girl's eyes, something behind that perfect smile, felt like a locked door with screaming behind it. "Welcome to our home," Ebo said carefully, blessing the girl according to custom while studying her face. "Our home," Ivana repeated, her smile widening. "I love the sound of that." If you're watching from Lagos, Accra, Johannesburg, London, anywhere in this world, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what happened next in the Boko mansion is a lesson every family needs to see. Every child. Every mother. Every person who's ever trusted the wrong smile. The first week was a performance worthy of awards. Ivana doted on Mama Ebo publicly. She made Zobo exactly how Kene's mother liked it. She asked about the family business with seemingly genuine interest. She posted photos with Mama Ebo on Instagram with captions about being blessed with the best mother-in-law. The comments gushed. "Nigeria's sweetest couple. This is how you honor your elders. God bless this union." But in week 2, small things began to shift. "Mama, we are letting Martha go," Ivana announced casually one evening. Martha had been Mama Ebo's personal nurse for 3 years. Letting her go? Why? "She's been stealing, Mama. Small things. We don't want to embarrass her with police, so we're just quietly dismissing her." Martha, who had never stolen a kobo in her life. Martha, who had bathed Mama Ebo through her darkest days. Martha, who knew every medication, every routine, every moment of vulnerability. "I don't believe," Mama Ebo started. "Mama, please." Kene's voice, gentle but firm. "Ivana handles the household stuff now. Let her do her job. You need to rest more, focus on your health." Martha left that Friday, tears streaming down her face, hugging Mama Ebo's neck and whispering, "I'm sorry, Ma. I'm so sorry." "Sorry for what?" Mama Ebo had demanded. But Martha just shook her head and left, like she knew something terrible was beginning and she couldn't bear to watch. Within a month, every staff member who'd been loyal to Chief Boko was gone. Replaced with Ivana's people. Young. Efficient. Loyal to their new madam. "It's good for business, Mama," Kene explained when his mother questioned the changes. "Ivana's bringing the mansion into the modern age. You see. Everything will run smoother. Smoother." That's what her son called it while Mama Ebo found herself increasingly isolated in the east wing of her own house, the wing Ivana had designated as Mama's quiet space where she can rest without disturbance. "Prison," Ebo thought but didn't say. "They've made my home into my prison." Her meals came on schedule but grew simpler. Her medication was administered by strangers. The door to her room, which had never had a lock, suddenly had one. "For her safety," Ivana explained. "So she doesn't wander at night and fall." "I've never wandered in my life," Mama Ebo protested. "Old age is unpredictable, Mama," Ivana replied with that smile, that terrible beautiful smile. "We just want you safe." One night, around 2 in the morning, Mama Ebo woke needing the bathroom. She tried her door. Locked from the outside. She knocked. Then pounded. Finally, she screamed. Ivana appeared 20 minutes later in a silk robe, her expression annoyed. "Mama, you'll wake the whole house. I need the bathroom. Why is my door locked?" "I told you. Safety. Here, let me help you." Ivana's grip on the wheelchair was just a little too tight, her movements just a little too rough, enough to hurt but not enough to bruise visibly. Later, back in bed, Mama Ebo prayed. "Father God, open my son's eyes. Let him see what I see before it's too late. Before this woman destroys everything we built. But Kene was blind in that particular way that love makes men blind. Ivana was attentive to him, affectionate, eager to discuss business. She'd even started sitting in on board meetings for Boko Logistics, offering ideas that Kene found innovative. "She's brilliant, Mama," he told his mother during one of his now infrequent visits to the East Wing. "She's going to help me take Papa's company to the next level." "Your father built that company on trust, my son. On relationships with people who knew him for decades. Is Ivana building those relationships or replacing them?" Kene's face clouded. "Mama, please don't be difficult. I know change is hard for your generation, but this is necessary. We are modernizing. Expanding. Papa would understand. Your Papa would understand that you've given an outsider access to everything before you truly know her heart. She's not an outsider. She's going to be my wife." "Then why," Mama Ebo said quietly, "does she lock my door at night like I'm a prisoner?" "For your safety, Mama. We've discussed this." He left shortly after, kissing her forehead but not meeting her eyes. He was already defending Ivana before hearing accusations. That's how far gone he was. And if you're still watching, if you want to know how this story ends, drop a like on this video right now. Because what happened next changed everything. It was a Thursday night when Mama Ebo heard the voices. Her room sat above the study, and the air vents carried sound if you listen carefully. Ivana's voice, sharp and clear, speaking on the phone. "Once the transfer's complete and that old woman's gone, I'll control everything. The empire. The name. All of it." Mama Ebo's blood turned to ice water. "Kene trusts me completely," Ivana continued. "He's already signed 3 of the property transfer documents. Doesn't even read them anymore, just signs where I tell him. By Christmas, Boko Logistics will be in my name with him as a figurehead. And once Mama has her little accident." The words trailed off into laughter. Cold laughter that had nothing to do with joy and everything to do with cruelty rewarded. Mama Ebo's hands shook so hard her rosary beads rattled. She needed to tell Kene. Needed to warn him. Needed to. But who would he believe? His manipulative fiancée or his elderly mother who was supposedly losing her mind, who supposedly wandered at night, who supposedly needed to be locked in for her own safety? Ivana had been building this narrative for months, making Mama Ebo seem confused, forgetful, difficult, paranoid. "God," Mama whispered into the darkness. "Let truth arrive before my son buries his own soul." The days that followed were torture. Mama Ebo watched Kene sign documents, watched Ivana touch his shoulder possessively, watched her own legacy being stolen in broad daylight while she sat helpless in a wheelchair in a locked room. She tried once more. "Kene, please. Listen to me. Check those papers you're signing. Verify them with the family lawyer. Please. Mama, stop." His voice was sharp now, frustrated. "Mr. Okonkwo already reviewed them. Everything's fine. You're working yourself up over nothing. Mr. Okonkwo. What happened to Mr. Adebayo? Your father's lawyer for 20 years. Retired, Mama. Mr. Okonkwo is younger, more in tune with modern business law. Mr. Okonkwo is Ivana's uncle." Kene's face hardened. "That's enough. I'm sorry you're struggling with the changes, but I won't let you disrespect my fiancé with conspiracy theories. Maybe we need to talk to your doctor about your medications." There it was. The final card Ivana had been building toward. Make Mama seem unstable. Make her accusations seem like delusion. Discredit her completely before she could expose the truth. Comment below if you've ever felt helpless while watching someone you love walk toward disaster. Comment where you're watching from. Let's build a community that sees through manipulation and protects the vulnerable. Then came the night of the storm. Abuja had been brewing thunder all day, the sky dark purple and swollen with rain. Kene was supposed to be in Lagos for meetings, not returning until Friday. Ivana knew this. Had counted on this. The power went out around 7. Candles were lit throughout the mansion. And Ivana, perhaps emboldened by wine, perhaps tired of pretending, made her way to the east wing. She found Mama Ebo awake, praying her rosary by candlelight. Still praying, old woman. Ivana stood in the doorway, backlit by flickering light, looking like something that had crawled up from the darkness wearing a human face. I pray for many things, Mama Ebo said calmly. Including your soul. My soul. Ivana laughed. You should pray for your own survival. You're the burden everyone's too polite to mention. Kene's too devoted to see it, but I see it clearly. You're dead weight. A relic of a past that needs to stay buried. Is that what you told your last family? Before you destroyed them too? Ivana's face flickered. Just for a second. Just long enough for Mama Ebo to know she'd struck truth. You think I haven't investigated you? Mama Ebo continued. You think a woman who built an empire from nothing doesn't know how to make phone calls, ask questions, learn things. I know about the Mensah family in Accra. I know about the trust fund you emptied. I know about the old man you convinced to change his will before he mysteriously fell downstairs. The slap came fast, cracking across Mama Ebo's face like lightning. You know nothing, Ivana hissed. You're a sick old woman whose time is up. Your gossip and rumors and bitterness that your son has moved on without you. My son is being deceived by a serpent in silk. Your son is mine now. This house is mine. This empire is mine. And you? Ivana grabbed the bucket of dirty mop water the new housekeeper had left in the hallway. You're nothing but trash that needs taking out. She lifted the bucket. Mama Ebo closed her eyes, praying even as the filthy water rained down on her head, soaking her nightgown, filling her mouth with the taste of chemicals and humiliation. The water was still dripping from her chin when the front door opened. When footsteps echoed in the foyer. When Kene's voice called out, the Lagos meeting was cancelled. Mama. Ivana. I'm home. Ivana's face went pale. She dropped the bucket. Kene appeared in the doorway of his mother's room, holding a ring box and a bouquet of roses. His eyes registered the scene in pieces. His mother. Drenched. Trembling. The bucket at Ivana's feet. The look of rage still fading from his fiancée's beautiful face. Time stopped. The storm outside held its breath. Baby, Ivana started, her voice shifting instantly to sweet confusion. Thank God you're home. Your mother had an accident, she knocked over the water bucket, I was just trying to help her. No. The word came from Mama Ebo, quiet but absolute. She looked at her son with eyes that had seen him born, had watched him grow, had loved him through every moment of his life. No, my son. She poured filth on your mother in the home your mother built. She did it with pleasure. She did it because she thinks I'm an obstacle to the empire she's stealing from you. From us. From everything your father died building. Ivana's smile was cracking now, desperation bleeding through. Kene, baby, listen to me. I am listening, Kene said softly. The ring box hit the floor. The roses fell from his hand. And for the first time in months, I'm actually hearing. He moved toward his mother, kneeling in the dirty water without hesitation, taking her trembling hands in his. Mama, I'm so sorry. God, Mama, I'm so sorry. Kene. Ivana's voice was sure now. Don't be ridiculous. She's confused. She doesn't know what she's saying. She needs her medication adjusted. The only thing that needs adjusting, Kene said, standing to face her, is my vision. Which has apparently been blind for months while you systematically destroyed my family. I love you. Everything I've done has been for us. Everything you've done has been for you. His voice was cold now, cold as his father's could be when betrayal revealed itself. You fired every person loyal to my parents. You isolated my mother in her own home. You locked her in at night. And you? His jaw clenched. You poured filthy water on the woman who gave me life. She's a burden. Can't you see that? She's holding you back. You'll never be the man you're meant to be with her dragging you down. The slap echoed through the mansion like a thunderclap. Ivana's head snapped to the side, her perfect hair falling across her face. My mother, Kene said quietly, is worth more than 1,000 women like you. Get out of my house. Your house. Your house. Ivana's mask was gone completely now, revealing the ugliness beneath. I own half of this on paper already. I've had you signing transfers for months. You stupid, sentimental fool. Then take me to court. Kene pulled out his phone. Because I'm calling Mr. Adebayo right now. The real family lawyer. And we're going to review every document I've signed since you walked through that door. And if you've forged anything, if you've manipulated anything, I'll have you arrested before sunrise. Ivana's eyes widened. For the first time, she looked genuinely afraid. You wouldn't. Try me. The silence stretched like a rubber band about to snap. Outside, the rain had stopped. Inside, truth was finally breathing. Ivana grabbed her designer bag from the hallway table. You'll regret this. Both of you. I'll destroy you in the media. I'll ruin your reputation. Everyone will know. Everyone will know, Mama Ebo interrupted, her voice steady despite the water still dripping from her hair, that we survived you. That we saw through you. That we chose each other over your lies. Go ahead and tell your stories, child. The truth has a way of rising above mud. Ivana's face twisted with something between rage and disbelief. She stared at them both, mother and son united against her, and perhaps in that moment she finally understood what she'd really been fighting. Not an empire. Not wealth. Not property or prestige. Love. The kind that survives storms. The kind that forgives. The kind that can't be bought or manipulated or destroyed no matter how beautiful the liar or how convincing the performance. She left without another word, her heels clicking away into the night, at the golden gates, into whatever darkness had spawned her. The mansion exhaled. Somewhere in the house, a candle flickered and steadied. Kene turned back to his mother, this woman who had endured months of cruelty to protect him, who had been locked in rooms and silenced and humiliated but never broken. He knelt again in the dirty water and wept. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. I should have listened. I should have seen. I should have believed you. Mama Ebo's trembling hand touched his head, stroking his hair the way she had when he was small and afraid of thunder. My son, she whispered. It is better to lose a house of gold than to lose your soul. You came back. That's all that matters. You came back. They stayed like that for a long time, mother and son, surrounded by dirty water and fallen roses and an engagement ring glittering near a puddle like a ghost of what almost was. Outside, the clouds parted. Moonlight streamed through the windows of the Boko estate, touching the golden roof that had witnessed everything, the tears, the betrayal, the redemption. And in that light, Mama Ebo smiled. Because money can build walls of gold, but only love can make them a home. Before you go, we need to know. Where are you watching from? Lagos, Accra, Johannesburg, London, New York, somewhere else? Comment your city below. Tell us, what would you do if you saw someone treating an elderly family member this way? Would you speak up? Would you intervene? Would you stand with the vulnerable or the powerful? Hit that subscribe button if this story moved you. If it reminded you of someone. If it taught you something about trust, about manipulation, about the kind of love that survives storms. Because the Boko family's story doesn't end here. There's more to tell. About what Ivana did with those documents. About the legal battle that followed. About the other families she destroyed. About the price of redemption and the cost of forgiveness. But that's a story for another time. For now, remember this: the brightest smiles sometimes hide the darkest hearts. And sometimes, the people who love us most are the ones we're slowest to believe. Don't be like Kene. Don't wait until your mother is drenched in dirty water to see the truth standing right in front of you. See you in the next story. God bless you. And remember to honor your mother. Because without her, you have nothing. Not wealth. Not empire. Not even yourself. Nothing at all.